Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to JasonNewland.com. My name is Jason Newland. Yeah. Or Juicy JJ. Yeah. That's my official name. Okay, wait a second. One of these. You want that? There you go. Oh. Just needed to get Vinny one of his bony things he likes. Not a real bone, but like those pretend bones. I will talk about real bone in a minute. Oh, yes. So, yeah, JasonNewland.com. It's my website. Loads and loads of recordings on there that you can stream and you can download. Absolutely free. In fact, thousands of recordings. Please only listen when you can safely close your eyes. What else? I've got a Facebook group called Jason Newland's Boring Group. If you'd like to join, I currently have 219 members. It's taken me 32 years to get there, so it's going quite well. I don't know what Vinny's trying to do over there. And what else? Oh yeah, I've got a YouTube channel at Jason Newland, where I also upload all of my recordings. And if you would like to support me by sending me a PayPal gift, please go to my website and the link's on there. Thank you very much. Yeah. What else have I got to tell you? No, I think that's everything. I've just subscribed for another month with, I don't know what it's called, the website app. What's it called? Readly. Unlimited magazine. So renewed on the 8th of May. I haven't looked at it for a while. Probably not going to go through the newspapers right now, but I thought I might go through a magazine. Have a look at some magazines. Yeah, a magazine. So, a couple of little things. I deleted my SoundCloud podcast and got a little bit of a backlash for that. So I have reinstated it, managed to get hold of them, and they've put it back on. So the SoundCloud podcast is up and healthy, with all the recordings that were on there a few days ago when I got rid of it. And blimey, according to this, yeah, it's getting quite a few downloads actually. I guess now it's back up. So how many recordings are on there? There's 4,769 tracks. So it's 4,769 downloads available. I mean, that does include ones with music, ones without music and all that, but that's still a heck of a lot, isn't it? It's a lot. You know how many followers I got? 29 followers. God, imagine once I've got like 1 million tracks on there, I might have like 100 followers. So yeah, I've done a new recording today It's Let Me Bore Your Pain Away, number 34, Relaxing Body Part. And I ended up talking about my friend putting ice cream all over his face. I'm not quite sure how that fits into the recording, but I've been doing them and they've been quite scientific lately. So I thought I'd do one which is a little bit more, I don't know, a little bit more playful perhaps. So I did that today. It's just focusing on a part of your body that feels fine. So you choose two different parts of your body. One that feels absolutely fine, and the other part that's where the chronic pain is. Now, I realise someone might have chronic in more than one part, but just focusing on two different parts to start with. And that's all it is. And I just chat while going between the different parts of the body. It's not like a new idea, because I've done that recording before. Well, I've not done that exact recording before, but I have done recordings doing that, like that technique. But that would have been like a hypnosis session. This wasn't hypnosis. So when I do the Let Me Bore Your Pain Away, or Let Me Bore You to Sleep, it's not hypnosis, it's just me chatting. And with the pain, Let Me Bore Your Pain Away, I think they're quite good actually, in a weird way, because they are focused. So I did one about placebo the other day, and yeah, very focused. Oh, do you want to see this? You don't want to see it, I'll read it to you. I got this text message today, right, from the GP surgery. This was at 1:34 this afternoon. It was a bit weird. Okay, so dear Mr. Newland, and you can see in the message section, you can just see a little bit of the text. There is a small risk of. So I'm thinking, what the heck's going on? So I open it up. This is genuine. I'm going to read this out to you. Dear Mr. Newland, there is a small risk of conditions that affect how the brain functions. So I'm reading this, I'm thinking, what? I'm like, wait, what? In a child fathered by you. I thought that's a bit rude, isn't it? It's a little bit rude. But then I read on, while on valproate, which is the mood stabilizer I'm on, or within 3 months of stopping. While on valproate, or within 3 months of stopping, it is advised that you do not donate sperm and do not father a child during this time, and you and your partner should use effective contraception during this period. Do not stop taking valproate unless advised by a healthcare professional. Wow. You know what? Okay, fair enough. It's come to me. I mean, I can't even remember. I'm going to have to look up some of them words. Professional. That's one word I'll have to look up. Effective. I don't know what that means. Contraception. Sperm. So yeah, there's a few words that I'm going to have to. Brain, that's another one. Small, I understand that. So, brain functions. Oh yeah, brain functions, got it. What if I was pregnant with a kid? You know, what if okay, this is going out probably just generally, these text messages are going out to every male on these medication. Now it's already, I say well known, but it was already a thing. It says on the box that pregnant women should not take the tablets. But what about people that are men that have got babies on the way? You know, do they think that that's something that needs a little bit of gentleness, doesn't it? You know, or someone that's going through IVF, or I don't know, just someone that doesn't want to have to use a Johnny. No, I don't know. It just seems weird, just that they would, because it's quite a. Oh, there's a message here. Let's read this. Let's listen to this. It's actually a message. Huh. That was me, apparently. So I tried to send a message back to them. I don't remember pressing anything. It's weird. I was on the toilet just now. Well, not just now, but well, half an hour ago. So I'm just relaxing. I find that's the best way to proceed with the little adventure that sometimes occurs. So I'm just relaxing, letting everything just, you know, do its thing. And my phone goes. My phone rings. Now, I normally have my phone on mute. But for some reason... Oh, yeah, because I phoned someone and I wanted to get it ring if they call back. So, I had the phone on mute. Well, I didn't. I thought I had the phone on mute, because I normally do. And it started ringing. Vinny's barking. I was like, okay, here we go. But I'm on the toilet. But it might be important. And then I'm thinking, what time is it? Because if once it's after 5 o'clock, it's not going to be the council. It's not going to be like an official phone call. Not that I get many official phone calls, but just, you know, it's not going to be something like that. It's not going to be from the doctor's surgery. But then it rang again. I was like, what? So I'm doing what I would normally do quite slowly, quite quickly. I'll word it like that. And I just ruined the moment. I should just explain I was going to the toilet, just in case. But yeah, I mean, and I answer the phone. And it's just my neighbour telling me that we've got a new pope. What? I said, do you realise I've just given myself friction burn to hear. I thought it was an emergency. And the reason I answered it, because when I saw it was him, I answered because, you know, he might be asking for help, because he's an elderly neighbour. He's only a few years younger than me. And I'm like, no. So I've got a sore bum, and you just want to tell me that we've got a new pope. The first words were, are you watching this? I said, am I watching what? What do you mean, am I watching it? What am I supposed to be watching? I didn't understand what he was on about. We got a new pope, and he's American. I said, you don't need, so? What's wrong with he's American? It doesn't make any difference. We've had popes from all over the world in the past. I should know. I did a whole hour and a half or 2 hours talking about popes the other week. Blimey. We've had popes. We've had 7-year-old popes. People that are 7 years old. We've had popes that have just, yeah, had all kinds of different popes. There's been an English pope in the past. There's been German popes, French popes, Polish popes, Italian popes. I guess that's kind of obvious, but yeah, like American pope, good. Born in Illinois. Did a little Wikipedia search 10 minutes ago, just to have a little look. I was mildly interested. You know, it's not really anything to do with me, but it's useful It's, you know, I guess it's nice to know, isn't it? Like, if the Dalai Lama ever got replaced, or when he gets replaced in the future, that'll be, you know, be interesting to see who that is. It'll probably be a kid. So, yeah, I think Dalai Lama's been Dalai Lama for about. I wonder how long the Dalai Lama. How long has he been in? He was born in 1935 and is recognised as a reincarnation of the 13th Dalai Lama at the age of 2. He's been a Dalai Lama since he was 2. Didn't even have an opportunity to, like, question it. You're the Dalai Lama. Really? Yeah, you're the Dalai Lama. I mean, you know, if you was 10, you'd be like, how do you know? I mean, good, you know. Do I get a crown? I mean, you know, brilliant, but how do you know? Apparently there's another bloke who believed, and I think there's a few million people out there that believe that someone else should be the Dalai Lama as well. So, in the wake of the Lhasa uprising and Chinese consolidation of power across Tibet, tens of thousands of Tibetans followed the Dalai Lama into exile. In 1960, he established his government in exile in Dharamshala, a former British hill station in the Indian state of Himachal Pradesh, where he continues to reside. Oh, he's in India. I didn't know that. A former British hill station. What's a hill station? I mean, it's 10,000 people on a hill. I genuinely don't know what a hill station is. It just, I mean, I've heard of petrol stations. I've heard of train stations. I've heard of bus stations. I've never heard of a hill station. Don't tell me you have either. Come on. Don't. Is there any hill station in the UK? Indisputably one of the UK's favourite hill walking locations. Right, what's a hill station? A hill station is a town located at a higher elevation than the nearby plain or valley. The English term was originally used mostly in colonial Asia, but also in Africa, albeit rarely, for towns founded by European colonists as refugees from the summer heat, and as Dale Kennedy observes about the Indian context, the hill station was seen as an exclusive British preserve. Wow, that seems a bit rude, isn't it? Like, so the English would go there to escape from the summer heat, or the Europeans. I should let everyone do. That's just rude. I thought it would be hotter though if you're high up, because the higher up you are, the closer to the sun you are. Seems logical to me. Anyway, that's the Dalai Lama. It says, what is the Dalai Lama famous for? So I'm just going to look at some other stuff that's on about Buddhists. Okay. There's more to know. What is the Dalai Lama's philosophy? He says that as a human being, we are all the same. We all want happiness and do not want suffering. Even people who have no religious belief can benefit if they incorporate these human values into their lives. His Holiness refers to such human values as secular ethics or universal values. It's very hard to really argue with that, I would say, but what is the Dalai Lama famous for? For being the Dalai Lama. It's like, what's the king famous for? For being the king. What was the queen famous for? For being the queen. What is David Beckham famous for? He's famous for being David Beckham. He was famous for being a footballer, but now he exceeded football and became, well, he met his wife and became a double act, and it became the Beckhams, superstars, worldwide. I don't know about worldwide. I don't know if there's. If you go to Tibet, would they know him in Tibet, or wherever the Tibetans are? Are these questions? Can Buddhists drink milk? Yes, many Buddhists consume milk. While Buddhist emphasizes compassion and avoiding harm, it doesn't explicitly prohibit the consumption of milk. Some Buddhists follow a lacto-vegetarian diet, allowing dairy but excluding other animal products. The decision to include or exclude milk from one's diet is often a personal one, with some choosing to avoid dairy due to concerns about animal welfare or health. What is nirvana? See, nirvana literally means blowing out or quenching. It's the most used word, as well as the earliest term to describe the soteriological goal in Buddhism. My more understanding is it's a release. It says it here actually, release from the cycle of rebirth, samsara. So this is samsara, being alive. So the biggest goal of many Buddhists, so reaching enlightenment, would be a non-returner. So if someone reaches, this is in Buddhism, someone reaches enlightenment, it means that they've basically broken all fetters. They're no longer attached to anything, and they're not affected by the worldly winds. I'm laughing at myself, don't I? And they will no longer be reborn. So this is the last time as a human. So with rebirth, it's kind of like there's a cycle. Was it what do they call it? The wheel of life. And depending on how you are, depending on what you've done in the past, affects how you are now. And how you are in the future is dependent upon how you act now. So it's kind of, some of it I struggle with, if I'm honest, because the idea of me coming back and almost being punished for what I did last time, even though I have no recollection of last time, or maybe the last 1,000 times, just seems a little bit rude, to be honest. And yeah, it's so complicated. There's so much in and different types of Buddhism think different things. And I mean, I'd sometimes occasionally dip into religion, have a little look at some of the rules, and I'm just blown away at the purposeful self-limitation that some of these belief systems put on the practitioners. But people take on these things, and I understand, because religion, I mean, it could, I believe, let's forget religion, let's forget belief system. A belief system can transform someone's life, and it can save their life, and it can save the lives of people around them as well. So it can be an amazing thing. There's plenty of people that have been transformed because of taking on a belief system that's all already structured. And sometimes I think it's because of the structure. Someone that has no structure, someone that maybe struggles to put together any kind of normal structure in their own life, perhaps needs rules to abide by. And some faiths, we call it faiths, some faiths are so structured, almost to the point of like they've got rules for everything. And Buddhism's it's a little bit like that actually as well, but in a different way. You know, it's not quite as, not hardcore in a way. I mean, it is, if you're a monk, it is. If you actually join a monastery, there's so many rules that you have to go by, and they're not rules that you can get away with. You know, you can't just like, oh, no one's watching. It's, you know, because you're being watched the whole time because you're in a monastery. So there are rules that monks pretty much have to stick to. In the same way, I'm talking about Buddhist monks, but other monks as well. There's nuns and stuff. They've got a lot of restrictions. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I find it interesting, and I do class. I think I class myself as a Jasonist. You know, a Juicy JJ-ism. That's my religion, Juicy JJ-ism. And I think I'm going to say most, probably every religion or faith or belief system has benefits, has useful stuff for just the average person, a lay person, someone that's just, you know, from a philosophical way, if I could say the word. Philosophical, I can't say it, I'm just messing around. So philosophical way, it can be useful. Can Buddhists eat alcohol? What do you mean eat alcohol? That's a weird question. The fifth of 5 precepts, Buddhist guidelines for an ethical life, is to refrain from using intoxicants, which are said to cause carelessness. Really? Yeah, you're joking, really? So yeah, I mean, there's the precepts of a Buddhist. There's the basic precepts. Then you got the deeper you go into it, the more precepts there are, which is basically rules to live by. Which is ironic, really, because when you think about the main rules, so 10 commandments. So if we go, okay, here we go. I'm gonna. For some reason, I've got interested in this, so I'm just gonna go and say, I'll have a little chat with my pal ChatGPT. I just subscribed again with that magazine thing, and I'm not using it. Oh well, I'll come back to that. Let's have a look. Let's have a little look. So what I'm going to do is ask the question, hey ChatGPT, describe me based introducing new improved memory. ChatGPT I wish it was easier to say, like it was just called Chatty or something. ChatGPT, because it doesn't like blah, roll off the tongue, does it? ChatGPT, or maybe it does. ChatPGT, that would be easier. ChatP instead of ChatG. So I have to have a gap between the chat and the G. But if it was P or T, ChatT, I could just, if it's ChatTPG, it'd just be easier. Anyway, it can now remember more of our past chats to better personalise its responses. Want to change it so that it knows about you? Just ask enable. Oh yes. So please everything you know about me. Let's see if it can remember anything. So please tell me everything you know about me. Everything from memory, listed by number. Let's see, what's it going to give me? Here's a detailed list of everything I know about you. Jason Newland, based on memory. I grouped this into clear categories and numbered everything from easy reference. For easy reference. Right, here we go. That wasn't what I came on here for, was it? I wanted to... Okay, I'll come back to... I'll do this now. I'm going to go back to the magazine. I'm going to go back to the religious stuff. But when I do religious stuff, I try and be careful with it, you know, because I can talk about Buddhism because I would argue I know a fair bit about Buddhism. As a whole, you know, as a subject, I can converse about the subject. I can converse, I know a bit about Christianity, I know a bit about, because, you know, I was born in a Christian country, so learning about the New Testament, about Jesus and stuff, that's been part of the social fragment. You know, this is part of society when I grew up. And then my nan was a Catholic, devout Catholic, and I at a period lived in 2 Catholic children's homes run by nuns, Catholic nuns, and also went to a Catholic school and was going to church twice a day because the church was in the garden. So technically, I suppose I don't remember necessarily a lot of the details about Catholicism, but I've got it in, you know, it's kind of in me, some of that information. And then I spent many more years studying Buddhism and practicing Buddhism. So here we go. I grouped this into clear categories and numbered everything from easy reference. Personal background. Your name is Jason Newland, born 26th of August 1970 in Enfield, London. You live in the UK. You are currently unemployed, alright. You got 3 brothers. It's giving me their dates and their names and their dates of birth, blimey. I don't remember telling anyone that. You have a Jack Russell named Vinny. You used to have a ferret named Andre. You are 5 foot 8 inches tall and weigh 100 kilograms. You were diagnosed with bipolar affective disorder and emotionally unstable personality disorder. Well, that's a nice identity, isn't it? You identify as a Buddhist, although you haven't practiced actively for a few years. You earned a BA Honours degree in Counselling Studies in 2010. The people you are closest... Wow, this is a weird one. The people you were closest to have all died. It's like, wow. Your nan, Andre, and your friend Luke, who died in November 2023. I don't remember... I mean, I've mentioned these things, but now it's saying family history. It's got my dad, your paternal, like his full name, your paternal grandfather, his full name, who passed away in 91, your paternal grandmother, Eileen Newland, Nanny Newland, she died 28th of September 2014. My uncle, who passed away in 2020. It's this stuff about my auntie and my cousins. Wow! My father's second wife, when they got married and when they unmarried. Third wife. I really, when they got, I don't remember writing any of this stuff down, unless it's going through my podcast transcripts. I wouldn't have even said that then either. I wouldn't have given the I never talk about, I don't give surnames and stuff like that of my family and that. Wow. Okay. You've been making hypnosis and boring podcasts since 2006 to help people relax and sleep. You are a trained hypnotherapist and make recordings available online for free. You run multiple podcast series including Let Me Bore You to Sleep, Let Me Bore Your Pain Away, Life of a Bipolar Hypnotist. So that's a little secret one that I don't tell anyone about. It is a podcast that I started, and I did do one recording, but it's quite serious, if you know what I mean. It's quite, yes, it's not, I kind of took it offline. The podcast is online, but I took the recording offline, so there's nothing on there. I wasn't quite sure how to proceed with that one. Your hypnosis recordings are known for your gentle voice and style that help people fall asleep and deeply relax. So you upload files of your recordings and are working on a book combining your life story and hypnosis work. Yeah, I was trying to do that a while back. You focus on relaxation, pain relief and sleep, and use NLP, neuroscience and hypnosis techniques. It's not doing too bad, is it, so far? You create a 2-hour pain control hypnosis session for chemotherapy patients designed to trigger trance in response to discomfort. Did I? You've been planning a podcast called Let Me... Okay. I'll leave that one out because I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. Right, I'm not going to read that one out. So you also have explored placebo belief and neuroplasticity in chronic pain relief content. I have. I really have, yeah. Your daily themes for Let Me Bore You to Sleep are Mondays, boring objects, Trivia Tuesday, Friday, Q&A Friday, Sunday's papers, or Sunday papers. So, although I've tried to do the Whisper Wednesday as well. You've asked to help filling in themes for the other days of the week. Yeah, I ask. Yeah, I have. You recently made a menopause-themed episode for a listener combining humour, facts and relaxation. Did I? I don't remember doing that. You've created Let Me Bore Your Pain Away episodes using science-backed topics. Example, body scan, pain reprocessing, placebo. That's why I feel a little bit... I wouldn't use the word proud. I don't really have any pride, I don't think. Especially not in my appearance. But I'm kind of pleased with them. I'm pleased that some people watch them, or listen to them rather. Don't get a huge amount of feedback, but they're the ones I probably... It's a subject and a topic that I'm really interested in, and I have been for decades. I mean, all the way through the 2000s, 2010s, and now through 2020s. You know, Lily, I mean, in 2 years, what's it now, 2025? So, yeah, in 4 years, time, or 3 years' time, it'll be 30 years that I've been interested in chronic pain relief. I just didn't start really... I mean, I tried to launch a pain relief service in 2004, but nothing happened, and then I did it again in 2006 and actually got takers, and it sort of started off and went quite well. So I did free pain relief service for chronic pain people in my local town. And I did some pain relief with people before that as well. But yes, I've been interested in that subject because that's the first. When I first learned about NLP, because I started reading hypnosis books January 1998, and then before that I was listening to a couple of tapes on NLP. And NLP and hypnosis, that's neuro-linguistic programming. A big part of that is hypnosis, was taken from hypnosis. And then I did an NLP course at college in 1998. And that really kind of got my juices going for, wet my whistle, as it were, for helping people with chronic pain. Because, okay, should we be honest here? I think at the time I didn't have chronic pain. I do have arthritis now, so I kind of have a bit of an understanding of what it's about, but a little bit. At the time, I've seen people in the past that I wanted to help. Well, I wish I could help. You meet someone, you think, oh, I wish I could do something, but you can't. It's like when I saw my granddad when he was ill. Like, I wish I could just, I wish I could take it away, take his illness away, but I couldn't. I didn't, so I was a little bit like that with people with chronic pain. And I suppose in a way, once I discovered hypnosis, and it was very magical to me. It seemed like magic. It didn't seem like something that was psychological. It really did seem like magic, like proper wizardry stuff, yeah. And the idea that words can have an impact, a positive impact, and can help to change how somebody feels just from words. Now, my issues back then, among a few issues, but not my mental health issues, but my issues with helping people was confidence. I wanted to help people right from the start, right from like 98 when I first started reading the books, during 99, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. I had no confidence to help people, even though I'd been on hypnosis courses, done hypnosis with other students. I didn't feel confident. And then I did and then I tried to do my 2004 thing, and nothing happened there. Then in 2005, I went on a training course, another hypnosis training course. And the one thing I got from that was confidence. I don't know why, but I felt more confident. And I came back from that course, so that was 2005. And my friend, Teresa, she'd heard me going on about being a hypnotherapist or being a hypnotist and all this stuff since I met her in 2002. So she'd be hearing me going on about this. She'd even been in my room when I was in the Buddhist Center, in the Buddhist Center, the community, Buddhist community. So she'd seen all my books, and I was all super excited to show her my book collection, because I had a big book collection back then. And she did something that I just didn't think anyone would actually do. She called me out on it. She called my bluff, which I'm grateful for now. At the time I wasn't, because I was petrified. And here's what happened. This is totally like, everyone, it's like everyone around me got fed up with me talking about it and decided, okay, is it show up or shut up or whatever it is, just like, come on then, let's see you do something. And it's like going around something, I'm a great break dancer or something, and someone turning up with one of those bits of lino. So go on then, spin on your head. No, I don't want to. I was making it up all these years. So what happened is Teresa phoned me up. I think I just got home from work or something. She phoned me up. She said, she might have, we might have been out for coffee or something. And she said to me, oh, my friend wants to see you. And I thought, oh, good, which one is it? She said, no, because I met a few of her friends. She said, no, she doesn't want to see you like that. You keep away from my friends. I said, all right. She said, my friend she wants you to come and do some hypnosis. And my heart sank. I was like, really? Because at this point, I think I got to the point in my life where in 2005, I was happy just to talk about it. I was happy to read hypnosis books for pleasure. And I probably was never going to do anything with it. That's where I was in 2005. And I was more interested, I suppose, I was sort of into Buddhism, and, I didn't really want to be in a room with someone else and do hypnosis. And I felt confident that I could do it, but at the same time, I kind of I did go on the course that made me feel more confident, but at the same time, I just don't know if I really wanted to do it. In reality, I felt I was just happy just studying it and enjoying it. But anyway, she put me on the spot and she said, I told my friend you're going to do it. I said, what? I said, yeah, because it's someone she worked with, and this person was a trainee driving instructor, had failed her driving instructor exam twice, and this was apparently the last time she could take it, and she had to pass, and it was like in 3 days' time or 4 days' time. She said, so what we'd do is she doesn't want to be in a room with you on her own, which it might sound weird, but actually that's can be quite normal. She didn't really know me. She'd met me a couple of times, and I said, well, you come and sit in the room with her, sit next to her, and you come to my house, you can sit next to each other on a settee. You can just ignore what I'm saying, and I'll just talk to her. So that's what we did. I had no idea what I was going to do. Bearing in mind, this was not chronic pain. This was a completely different thing. This is the very first, I'm not going to say professional because I didn't get paid. It wasn't professional, but it was the very first actual therapy, or the first hypnosis session I'd ever done with someone that I either didn't know personally or wasn't on a training course with them. So, and on a training course, you're limited to what you can do because you just got to read the script and stuff. So this was very different. Anyway, it went well. I didn't know it had gone well, but it seemed to go well in the night. We probably spent about an hour and a half together, and she passed her driving test, her driving exam test, driving instructor test, whatever. So she became a driving instructor, started her own business and everything. For a while, she was sending me clients who had driving tests coming up. I even did a group once. I think I did a group of a few of her students. But that forced me. It was annoying at the time because I just didn't know what I was going to do. It's like I knew, but I didn't have the experience. it's, you know, I know about hypnosis. I probably know it quite well. I couldn't necessarily explain it in any kind of a way that would be learnable from the listener. I don't know if the person listening would learn anything from what I was saying, but I kind of feel that I understand it in quite a deep way. Kind of. I might not, but I think I do. And so my friend, like Teresa, she got her friend, and that was good. So that was a nice little buzz. The next thing I know, the manager of the shop, who I got on really well with, because I used to go into, she worked in a card shop. So Teresa worked in a card shop. So the person she was working with was the future driving instructor. The owner of the card shop, I used to have a laugh with, because I'd go in there probably once a week over a period of time, go out for lunch with Teresa, or go, you know, on my lunch break. So I got to know him a little bit. Not well, but enough to sort of say hello and stuff and have a laugh. Well, probably 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, she calls me and says, oh, I'm not going to say his name, but I remember his name, and he wants you to do some hypnosis. I said, what now? Oh, come on, stop telling people. Because she was basically trying to sell me. Not sell me, but just get me. Will you stop barking, please, Vinny? Don't stare at me. We're being out for a walk. I've given you treats. I've given you a bone. You got food. You got water. You've had attention. We've had a little play fight. I'm trying to make a recording, baby. I think it's weird. This is Thursday, so this is chip van day. As soon as a chip van goes past, it goes like that. It's not him, but the chip van. It's a really weird sort of grinding sound. Vinny will be getting excited. Anyway, so it turned out that her boss asked if I could go. He was willing to pay me. I said, I don't take in money. It was just, you know, I was happy to help when I found out what it was. So basically his wife, who I'd never met, was having a very serious operation. About 6 days or 5 days later, everything's right at the last minute, but she was having an operation and having reconstruction surgery as well. So it was a big thing. And her issue, other than the pain side of things, she was worried. It was just like standard things. Really, really, she was petrified. So I went along to her house. I think he picked me up and took me back to his house. This time I was in a room just with her. He was a different part of the house. So this was strange in a way, because I'd never met her before, and I was sitting in a room with a complete stranger, kind of for the first time ever doing what I was doing the hypnosis stuff. And that went really well, and it was a success. The whole thing was really, really good. And that event and then everything that happened afterwards for her was, as far as I'm aware, was a success. And even the recovery time was quicker than the doctor expected. So it was a good thing. So I was chucked into the deep end twice. I mean, that's a deeper end than the driving test, than the driving instructor test, but I was out of my depth. I really was. And then, right, Teresa rings me again when I'm at work. She's really on it, this girl. Well, she's a woman, but you know, back then she was younger. She was about I think she might be a little bit older than me, actually. She rings me again saying, "Oh, what's her name's, like a mutual friend we had, her husband needed, he wouldn't, yeah, it's a long story, but basically he wanted me to go into the hospital and help him to relax before having a medical procedure, a serious medical procedure." So I was like, I've met the man once at his wedding, and I didn't really know him, but he refused. He refused to have the procedure done. He'd had it done before, and he didn't like it, and he wouldn't have it done unless I went and helped him. So I don't know what Teresa was telling people, that I was really good or something, but this was getting silly. It's like, I mean, I was happy to do it, because ironically, this is where I had the little bee in my bonnet about people, say, why is it free? Why is it free? That was going to be the name of my book for about 20 years. It was going to be called Why Is It Free? Because that's what I was asked so many times by people in real life. And so I went and saw this man in the hospital ward, and again it was a success. And he went through the procedure, and it was like way easier than it had been before. And I also went and saw him as well during kind of the final period, and I went to his house and did some pain relief and stuff, and that was also successful. So it was quite life-changing, really, for me. Those three things, two very serious things, both the same category of illness. And the day after being in that hospital ward, I was at lunch with one of my Buddhist friends. We were sitting outside. I think we were sitting in a graveyard or something, just having a nice little picnic. And he said to me, because we were I guess I talked a bit about my hypnosis stuff, and everyone knew that what I did, what I was into, what I was interested in, and maybe I talked a bit too much about it. But it's almost, he decided to give me a lecture, and he said, people don't appreciate things if they're free. If you give something away free, it's not valued. People don't value it. And I stood up, because at this point I was sitting down. I always find if you're going to stand up, make sure you start from a seated position. Otherwise it's quite hard. If you're already standing up, it's hard to stand up, isn't it? Otherwise I'd have just said I sat down. But sitting down isn't quite as formidable, is it? I'm going to sit down and tell you what I think. It's like a little bit different. And I went in on one, but I just had a little bit of a go, and saying, you know what I did yesterday? Or last night, because I think it was after work maybe, or in the late afternoon, because I was working part-time at the time. And it just, the idea, that man in that hospital ward, I'd say, well, I'd argue, very much appreciated what I did. And I was doing it as a gift. I wasn't doing it for money. I wasn't asking for money. Money was, I mean, it just, I don't want to say the words, but in that kind of ward, money is not handed over, for treatment. It'd be wrong. Like, morally, for me, it would be morally wrong. So the idea that what I did, because at that time, this was like 2006, I was doing the recordings online. I just started everything after that. Wait a minute, I think yeah, that's when I decided to. Was it 2000? I lose track of the time scale of this timeline, because that might have been 2005, 2006. I think it might have been 2005. Blimey! But anyway, that's kind of what led me to start doing the online stuff, to go down this road that I'm in, that I've been doing for 19 years. And just those words, people don't value stuff that's free. They don't value something that's free. And that's bugged me for 19 years or 20 years, because I've heard it so many times on self-help books, audio books, Reddit, because I've read hundreds of books on motivation, self-help, change your life, all that stuff, in the hope of maybe becoming a decent person. And I still hear it sometimes, or hear it in an audio book. It's not, if it's free, people don't appreciate it. And that's going to be the case, but there's also going to be a lot of people that don't appreciate it if it costs money as well. Someone that doesn't appreciate something, they're just not going to appreciate it, are they? Either way, they're going to appreciate it because it costs money. I think there's one real thing, the only benefit of charging a lot of money is it raises the expectation for the person who is paying. So let's say if it's a stop smoking session, one-on-one stop smoking session, the more you charge, the better results you're going to get. Because if someone's willing to pay, if someone's only willing to pay like £30 or £40, then they may not be as motivated as someone that's willing to pay £500. I say may not be, but someone that's willing to pay a large amount of money is either super dedicated to completing their side of the deal, which is to not smoke anymore, or they just have money to throw away. So, there's two sides to that, I guess. But outside of like stop smoking and things like that, I don't think the more you pay, I suppose it's expectations. Expectations is powerful, isn't it? So I imagine, yeah, for like celebrities, they wouldn't go to an average charging hypnotherapist or psychotherapist that maybe charges £50 an hour. A movie star is going to go to someone that maybe charges $5,000 an hour. But with that comes discretion and the sense that they're, they've got the best. And even though they might not have the best, there might be a psychotherapist round the corner that's charging $100 an hour, and they might be way better, way more skilled, way more perfect for that particular client. $100 an hour, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? So, what else did it say? You structured your I've got a personal website, jasonnewland.com, and I've got an index of podcasts on my website as well. I've uploaded podcasts to the website from my RSS feeds from my Spreaker podcasts. I've also got a YouTube channel, so it's just telling me stuff like this. So this was Teresa's thing. So she got 3 people. She kind of put me into a position where I didn't have to, but I couldn't really say no, to these 3 people. All 3 of them who didn't really know. And then someone from the Buddhist Center, who I think was also possibly just fed up with hearing me talking about the hypnosis, told me that to phone someone who was a friend of hers, and she wanted me to see, basically she had to have double lung transplants, and she couldn't get in, she wouldn't go into the hospital because she had a phobia of hospitals. Understandable, really, in that situation, I think. And the doctors, the specialist, said if she kept turning up and then not being able to go inside. And they said, if we make an appointment, because it's like a 2-day stay for all the tests they had to do to see whether or not she was viable to have the operation. So they said to her, if you don't, I think it was on a Tuesday morning, this was a Saturday evening, they said that I was seeing her like Saturday afternoon. If she didn't go inside the hospital on Tuesday morning, she would be basically just signed off. They wouldn't deal with her anymore. Which is a bit harsh, but I think she'd kind of done it a few times, and they just said, no, we can't. We'll just, I don't know if it was like put you at the back of the queue or just, you know, because she'd been waiting for years to get to this point. So, and it got to the point where it was really, really, really important to get it done, if at all possible. So I've talked about this recently, so I won't go into great detail, but she did not like me. She did not like me. I got there and I was in this dark room, and she just, it was almost like I'm thinking, did I change my underpants before I came out? Because there was, you know, it's always just like, oh, she doesn't like me for a reason, for something, I don't know why. But after 2.5 hours, because I don't give up, after 2.5 hours of her, well, it wasn't 2.5 hours of her, but it was at least an hour of her being very cagey, very dismissive, even rude, to the point of being rude, like, what do you want, why are you even here, or stuff like that. 2.5 hours later, we were laughing, and I've got the letters somewhere that she sent me. Went inside the hospital easy and had a good time. Had 2 days of laughter, which is, yeah. Maybe I I tickled her funny bone. Maybe got her feeling a bit lighter. But that was very strange. That I had those 4 in that period of time, and yeah. I don't know. And then when I started doing the free pain relief service, I was going around people's houses, and then I was seeing people. I rented this therapy room at the week on a Saturday morning for about 4 hours every Saturday for a while, and it was just really strange how it all took off. And then before I know it, I'm volunteering, doing group relaxation sessions at 2 different charities, one drug rehab centre and another one for alcohol. It's like, how did this come about? And then like a year later, I'm signing up for starting a degree in counselling. So yeah, it was kind of weird how that all happened. And what's weird is how I got onto, it's not really weird, I was going to say how I got onto talking about myself, but that's pretty much what I do, isn't it, on these recordings. You're building a podcast-based autobiography to eventually turn into a book. Yeah. This is one of the things this is motivations and personal philosophy. Okay, what does it say here? So, you feel a strong connection to your audience, often tailoring content for their needs. Okay, do I take content? I suppose I tried. Yeah, people ask me for stuff, and I try. It's very hard to. I know it's impossible to meet everyone's needs. As Buddy Holly once said, the best way to fail is to try to please everyone. So, yeah, it's hard, but I do my best. Luckily, I've only got 7 people listen to me, so it's, not too bad. You respond to listeners' requests with new recordings or episodes, so yeah, I've done that. You are compassionate, especially towards dealing with pain, serious medical conditions, or emotional hardship. Well, thank you. I don't know if I'm compassionate. I think everyone's compassionate. I think you believe in the power of expectation, belief, and repetition. And flapping ears from Vinny in healing. So the power of expectation, belief, and repetition. Yeah, I do. Very much. There's nothing more powerful than belief. It's the most powerful thing. There's nothing touches it. No medication, no drug, nothing is as powerful as belief. And I don't mean necessarily from a healing perspective, just belief. Look how it structures someone's whole life, and what they do, how they act, what they believe, obviously believe, and yeah, it's huge. Yeah. You are building a podcast. Okay, so that's the life of a bipolar hypnotist, which I started, and that was going to be, I was going to turn that into my book. So I was going to do episodes, and I might still do it, but just not release them. Have them, and then just turn them into a book. So transcribe them, put them into ChatGPT, and then let it just sort out the different bits. The bits where I talk about my childhood, things where I talk about working in the bakery or the chip shop, or working in security, or I don't know, doing karate, all the different things, and just trying to figure out how I can put it together. Helping me with the structure, because that's something that I'm not necessarily cohesive with, is the structure of things, because I don't think I'm particularly structured with the recordings. I'm fairly structured with making the recordings, but the let me bore your pain away recordings are a lot more structured than the let me bore you to sleep ones. But then I like both. I do like unstructured stuff, but the let me bore your pain away, it's a mixture between the two, to be fair. Vinny's just staring at me. I was going to talk about from a magazine. Let's have a quick look through a magazine, shall we? Woman's Weekly. Let's look at Woman's Weekly. Women's Weekly. So this is from this week. It's a magazine. I don't know if it's available in other countries. I lost 6 stone with hypnotherapy. Let's click on that. No, we can't click on it. I've actually got to go through. What page? It doesn't say what page it's on. Damn. Right. Hello, good to share. Let's have a quick look. Are you sitting comfortably? What are you wearing? Gardeners, hotels in history. Oh, that's an old-fashioned hotel. I don't know. I mean, I think about sometimes, what kind of... Would I like to live in a stately home? Maybe. Not one that's open to the public, though. I think it's nice to have a bit of privacy. You got your breakfast, you're having your breakfast or having your dinner. You don't want to have to get dressed, do you? in case like members of the public start walking through and looking at the paintings. Not something I've had to, really be concerned with so far. Ooh, so this is The Power of Thought. I didn't know there's going to be an article about hypnosis, but I'm sorry, but I can't. Is this... Wait a minute. That's not even the article. Is that the article? Because I couldn't see anything about hypnosis in it. Right, I think it is the article. The article. Oh, would you like to live in a stately home? I don't know. I think I quite would like to. I'm not sure about all the paintings though, because I kind of think that with a stately home, I mean, it's like anything really, any building. You're only borrowing it, aren't you? Even if you decide to live in it for life, it's borrowed. It's someone else eventually is going to live there, and with a stately home, because they're maybe 500, 600, 700 years old, they've had whole generations of families living there perhaps, and it would feel like I was living in someone else's house, really, because you're limited to what you, I'm guessing, but I think you'd be limited to what you can do. You can't tarmac the drive, you can't decide to dig up the grass and put a big bouncy castle in there, and there's probably certain things you can't do. You can't change some kind of building restrictions. I'm pretty sure you can't put an extension on, or put a shed in the garden. Maybe you can. Satellite dish on the... I mean, no one has satellite dishes anymore, apart from everyone that has satellite dishes. But they're not satellite dishes. They're just left over from the past. They're relics, because Sky doesn't use satellite dishes anymore. It's all now just done through the internet. But I've got 2 on my wall, not inside. I can't find the hypnosis thing. It must have been that one about the losing weight thing. All my stars. Let's have a look. Virgo. New possibilities surround you now. You may be tempted to stick to what you know, but taking a leap into the unknown will be far more enjoyable. I'll be up for that. Something a bit different. Come on, someone, show me something a bit different. Give me a new lease of life. Show me a new doorway. Let's go back. I think that I've gone through the bit that I was reading that was about the weight loss. Let's go back. The Power of Thought. All Sam wanted was to feel normal, to not stand out or need to hide at the back of group photographers. For most of her life she had battled with weight, eventually reaching 22 stone. Okay, by December 2023, Sam's health had reached breaking point, so she wasn't well. She decided enough was enough, and a chance post on Facebook showed her a program to manage what she ate and dramatically improve her health. This wasn't diet, but a lifestyle change which transformed her. So I'm just, where, it's not even mentioning hypnosis. Where's the hypnosis part? Really? I'm just having a look. I'm just reading through this. So it gave her weight loss. It helped with her weight loss, and she's happy and brilliant. But I can't see. I mean, she had a lot of problems with chronic pain and stuff. She started following a new program which involved downloading an online course for 12 weeks of hypnotherapy. Right, okay, now I found it. They've mentioned hypnotherapy once in the whole article, which is weird, considering the front cover was saying hypnosis. So and weekly coaching sessions to completely change her relationship with food. The idea is to listen in a quiet place where deep relaxation assists with absorbing positive messaging about your regular diet. Advice includes eating slowly as well as drinking plenty of water. Once I downloaded the course to my phone, I could listen as many times as I needed to until things became embedded. Sam explains. Hearing that nothing awful would happen if I didn't eat before work was a revelation. Repetition is the key, and hypnotherapy contradicts the bully in your brain. It's about, I'll just come out of it. Oh, I'm back. Oh, what? It's not. Oh, I just want to go to the top. God, this app is not easy to navigate sometimes. Navigate. The program reinforces specific guidelines such as recognizing when you are no longer hungry rather than feeling full. Yeah, cool. That's good. This magazine, to be fair, is, and this is not, I don't think it's being sexist to say that it's aimed at women. Can you imagine people getting angry? What do you mean it's aimed at women? It's a magazine. Oh, you automatically think it's aimed at women because it's got stuff about dieting, and is that you automatically think it's about women because it's got adverts for dresses? Oh, you automatically think it's about women because it's got horoscope? Oh, you automatically think it's about women? No, it's called Women's Weekly. That's why I think it's about for women. Thank you very much. It's called Women's Weekly. I think I can safely, without backlash, say that it's aimed at women. I think it's fair enough. Is it? I mean, even if it didn't have the name Women's Weekly, every single article is pretty much about women, and it's clearly aimed. I mean, it could be aimed at anyone. The fact it's just because it's called Women's Weekly. That's the only reason I know, not because of anything else. He lied. So, managed to get through a whole magazine. Let's see if I can get through another whole magazine. What else is there? Chat. Shall we look at chat? Let's have a look at chat. Come on. Let's have a look at chat. This is Chat magazine. Okay. Let's see if there's any nice stories. Find your perfect match. Oh, it's glasses. Come on in. Chat to us. What have you been up to? Mind your own business. Are you a dog or a cat person, or neither? Okay. Just trying to find something there's just genius. Your tips are the tops. Oh, let's have a look at this. Just soup. I wanted to blitz the veggies I'd cooked for my soup. I covered the pan with cling film first and put the blender through it to save cleaning my walls and me. Cup of joy. I make gifts out of basic plain white mugs. I decorate them using dishwasher-proof transfers. The recipients always love them. Should we edit that to the recipients always say they love them. The recipients always say they pretend to love them. No, I'm sure they're lovely. It's a lovely gift, isn't it? Fly away. Put little bags of dried lavender on windowsills to repel moths, flies, and creepy crawlies in spring and summer. They also add a lovely scent or skent to your home. Oh, bag of dried lavender. I might give that a go. Definitely had an issue with, well, one fly anyway. Reuse toilet roll inserts by cutting them in half and planting seeds in them. They're just the right size. But they do look like toilet rolls with dirt inside. In fact, you could argue it might not be dirt. Yeah, so let's move on. Rolling on, I got sick of cleaning my roller between coats of paint. By popping it in a plastic zip block bag, I found that I didn't need to clean it after every coat of paint, saving time and mess. Okay. Brushing up. Using some paint in my cupboard, I painted an old candle holder. It now perfectly matches my bathroom colour scheme and is used for storing my toothbrush and toothpaste in. What's weird though, okay, I'm not being rude, but what's weird is an old candle holder. He's painted it. It's literally just, it looks like it's been found. Like someone's just accidentally fallen in the ditch and found this thing and thought, I know what I'll do, I'll take that home and put my toothbrush in it. That's what it looks like. It's not even, it looks dirty and scratched. Okay, let's have a little look. I'm curious. Right. So we're going to just have a look. Amazon. Let's go to Amazon. I'm just curious. Amazon. Right, let's have a look. Toothbrush holder. So let's go price low to high, because obviously you're looking for something low price. So 1 pence, but delivery is £7.69, so that's not really ideal, is it? Blimey, I didn't think they'd be selling stuff that low. £1 free delivery. £1 toothbrush holder. £1. Or you've got a bowl which is similar to the thing they already had, which was actually, but looks nice, and that is £1 8p with a £2.69 delivery. So yeah, but you could just pay £1 with free delivery. £1. Or £1, £2, £3.77. Or ultimately, let's have a look. Here's another way of looking at it. You could just get a mug. And let's have a look. Mug. So we go for free delivery, shall we? See how much it is with all Prime. Only go for Prime ones. £2.15. And also, I mean, if you could just go to the pound shop, if you've got a local pound shop, that's got to be more fun than jumping into a ditch. I'm not saying someone would do that on purpose. I mean, I didn't mean to fall in the ditch. It's just one of the benefits that I got out of it. Compromise. Wow. Let's look at some of these. There's some very weird mugs with some very strange pictures on them. One says Christmas, see you next Tuesday on it. Blimey. Only $3.90, $3.49, free delivery. I mean, next year's present, I guess, for someone. Anyway, how did I go on that? Oh yeah, it was something that I was seeing in the magazine, wasn't it? I can't remember what it was. What have we got? Oh, there's a doggy there with sunglasses. Right. Focus on quitting smoking. Add each morning, run out. I'm just going to see if there's a. See if there is a horoscope. Vinny's hassling me. Oh, here we go. Let's have a look at my horoscope. I don't think there's a good name for it. Is it horror? You know, it's supposed to be like a positive thing. You know, horoscope. What about weekly scope? Happy scope? No, horoscope. So Virgo, diligent and hardworking, you're always there to offer a hand to those who need it, but do consider what you need to receive and what help you require. No one appreciates free stuff. Oh dear. I do believe that's the end of the recording, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for listening. Tomorrow is Q&A Friday. So I've got a few questions already, but if you have a question, please go to my Jason Newland's Boring Group on Facebook, and I've posted a thing where you can just add your question. Or you could go onto my website, click on Q&A Friday, and there's a box you can fill in at the top of the page which asks a question. So thank you for listening. Remember to be kind to yourself, because you do deserve to be happy. And be gentle with yourself, because you deserve to feel safe. Lots of love. Bye.